Hey guys, it's Becky here with Quite Novel and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to go over kind of a mini book haul with you guys. So first up is my Black Friday order from Book Outlet. I haven't actually posted anything about them, I believe, because during that time that's when I was moving and having to set up a whole house, all that craziness. So the first book is The Vatican Princess by C.W. Gortner. It is about Lucrezia Borgia. I know I just butchered that name. But her father is Pope Alexander VI. So it's about their transition, I believe, from when he becomes Pope and then the struggle in Rome during that time period and her family kind of getting used to the politics and all that. But she is kind of becomes, I believe, the pawn for her father to try and create an alliance to prevent a French invasion of Italy at that time period. So I'm really excited. I really loved The Queen's Vow, which I read last year about Isabella from Spain. And 2 years ago, I read all the Philippa Gregory books and totally loved the whole history. So I'm excited to see what else is going on in the world at that time. So, second book from Book Outlet is Warcross by Marie Lu. I actually bought this to try and participate in Darshell from Books and Planner, her book club read-along of this back in the fall. But obviously, I have not read it yet. But it is about a girl who's a hacker, and she is supposed to be a bounty hunter to go after the players of Warcross who are betting illegally, but she somehow glitches and becomes this like overnight sensation. And I believe the creator of Warcross gives her an offer she really can't refuse, and then things kind of go from there. But I'm kind of excited. I still haven't read Ready Player One, and I know a lot of people kind of compare it to this, but I've slowly started getting into sci-fi recently with Illuminae and the Aurora Rising, so I'm kind of excited to try this out. Plus, I kind of love the silver shininess of this cover. So, next book that I got from Book Outlet is book 6 in the Falling Kingdom series. Paige from Creating & Co. and also my co-host for the Saved by the Books podcast, she recommended me the Falling Kingdoms book series about probably 2-3 years ago. I don't know. And I have all of them. I still have not read them, so that's a goal this year. But I saw this at Book Outlet, and I figured I already have all the other hardbacks, so might as well pick this one up. All I know about Falling Kingdoms is it's basically kind of similar to a YA Game of Thrones, and that's all I needed to know. And yeah, I think that's about it, because if you didn't know, I love Game of Thrones. I love the whole idea. I've read almost all the books, but I kind of miss having new episodes of it or a new book, because we all know George R.R. Martin's not going to come out with his new one ever at this point. But yeah, I'm super excited about this one, and I think Paige is planning on rereading Falling Kingdom, so maybe I can convince her to do that this year. And the last book I got was Escaping from Houdini by Carrie Maniscalco. I think I said it right. But this is the third book in the Stalking the Jack the Ripper. I read Stalking the Jack the Ripper, I think, when it came out, and I really loved it because of the mystery and the historical aspect of it. I'm not a huge mystery thriller fan, but it was done where I did want to continue the series. I haven't read the second book, so it's something else on my goals this year. But Escaping from Houdini is the third book in the series. It's about a girl who's on a cross-Atlantic voyage to America, and murders start taking place with the, I believe, wealthier passengers, the wealthier girls. And so she has to kind of help figure out who's the martyr before her loved one gets killed. And so I'm kind of excited because I believe there's a lot of like carnival characters on it, so I could think it can make a really interesting like story. Plus, I love the Titanic. Not that this is the Titanic, but I'm sure it's gonna have some of those vibes since it is similar time period and it's going across the Atlantic. So I'm really kind of excited for it. Now, the next book, or actually the rest of them, are all the books I've purchased in 2020. So I've tried to be really, really good. My plan this year is to read most of the books on my shelf, or at least well, I won't read most of them because I have 500 on my physical TBR. So check out my goals video where I talk about that. But I want to read almost purely off of my bookshelves. Now, my one exception is for like book club books or our podcast books. So, coming up in February is the Creating Co. Book Lovers Readathon. And the group read for that is The Guinevere Deception by Kirsten White. So Paige told me I'm going to absolutely love it. But it's basically a retelling of the King Arthur legend where Guinevere, it's from Guinevere's perspective. So Merlin kind of asks her to come to protect King Arthur, but he does it under this disguise of her becoming his wife. So that's kind of all I need to know. Paige told me I would love it, so I bought it. Kind of really trust her opinion since she knows what I like and stuff. But if this will go up before the readathon, so make sure you check out, link the group down below. So if you want to join us, feel free, because I'll probably be running sprints in the group and stuff, and would love to have you along. And then the final two, they aren't books. I'm trying something new this year because of Paige. I've decided to try comics. I read 2 comics back in the summer. They were Mouse by, I know the last name is Spiegelman, but it was about the Holocaust, and I really enjoyed reading and seeing that perspective. And so I decided to go ahead and get 2 comics to try out. So the first one I got was Archie. Growing up, the only reason I went to the grocery store was really because I was allowed to get an Archie comic during the checkout since I helped out. So this is just volume 1 because I probably will end up getting the rest of, I think there's 6 volumes, but I just want to start off with the first one. And so far, like, the graphics are really, I kind of love like the graphics in this, but I always loved just the dynamics between the 4 main characters. So I'm excited to see what it has in store for me. And then the other graphic novel or comic I got was American Gods. And this is based off of Neil Gaiman novel American Gods, which is about a guy named Shadow who goes on this cross the United States journey soon after he got out of prison. But right before he did get out of prison, his wife was killed. And so on his journey, he runs into a refugee from a war who turns out to be a former god and king of America. So I actually plan on reading this right after I read the novel and seeing kind of how it is and similarities, differences, all that type of stuff. But this also has, I feel, it's a slightly different graphic style than Archie. So kind of, oops, oh no, I cracked the spine. I hate doing that. But I'm kind of excited to try something new this year. Last year, I tried sci-fi. The year before, I kind of dove into fantasy. So I'm going to try comics. I do want to try some of the superhero comics. I'm just not sure where to start yet. So if you've read any, please let me know where's a good starting point, because there are so many DC, Marvel, everything out there, and it's kind of overwhelming, which is actually why I stuck with Archie and American Gods, because it's something I kind of really know. But that's kind of it. I know it's a short book haul. I have done a lot more with the library this year to help with, you know, ebooks or audiobooks for the ones that I already own. but I'm kind of excited. So let me know down below if you've read any of these, if you've heard of any things, if you have any suggestions on maybe what series I should start with, whether, you know, go back to the Stalking Jack the Ripper or start Fallen Kingdoms, or any comic suggestions. I'm always up for that. But also, these are all kind of blue toned, which, not that I need more blue books. And so anyways, that's it for now. So thank you guys for joining me. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, leave comments. I'm really active on Instagram. I just do better there, and I hope to see you next time. So have a great day. Bye.